I think the AI training, it at least showed that the Ministry of Education is not afraid of releasing the dragon, and hopefully somebody is able to tame it and use it wisely.
As you see, at least it had good substance too.
I think it's a good thing for teachers to implement. Me personally, I like the capabilities of AI. I simply don't like using it that much because of the environmental impact. Even though I'm a comp sci major, I'm also an envi major. So that's my whole gripe with it. But when it's used in a productive way, I have no problem with it. But people who is overdo, you see, there's a difference between using it for something good and then overdoing it, you know?
Besides that Studio Ghibli thing was an example of overdoing it.
People asking it to, let me see, like a draft resignation letter, bro, just Google it. Google is right there. It's going to pull the information from Google anyway.
ChatGPT easier. It will craft exactly what you want.
I could Google it and organize it in 5 minutes max.
Well, just doing it in seconds.
Wow, that's laziness.
I don't find that laziness.
Welcome to the Trinity Tech Cast. This is episode 107, and we're recording on the last day of March. This was a 5 Sunday month. That means it's also a 5 Monday month, so you're going to see less money in your salary because NIS took out a little more than they should have. Well, not that they should have.
That's what happened.
Yep, that's what's happened. Every time you have a 5 Monday, you'd be like, oh, damn. The reason I know this is because I have to pay NIS, and I'd be like, oh, it's a 5 Monday. I have to pay more money. Yeah, that's happened. Yeah, so it's the last.
Talking about that, you just do like a TD1.
For if my employee inside the tax bracket, if they're not inside the tax bracket, they don't need to do any TD1 or TD4.
Okay.
So unless you're getting PAYE. And well, I can't disclose which of my employees getting PAYE, but you know, it's tough to do that TD4. That TD4, it's all kind of guidelines and thing. But yeah, welcome to the Training Tech Cast. That was my first day one host, Akim there, which we found out his name like somewhere around episode 60 something, maybe 80 something. I can't remember like that. And then of course my diversity hire. If she says something good, I was her teacher. If she doesn't say something good, she's a worker for some company that in Trinidad. She's typical Trinidadian who say things without knowing what they're saying. Yeah. But let me hope that she keeps saying good things, so then I could always claim that I'm a past student. I taught her. So that's Michaela Noel.
You're disowned, yes?
No.
Disowned live.
It just had to be That's how to be wary about, who you align yourself with in this world. Your parents never teach you that. Mm-hmm. Friends just take care about to bring you back. Something like that. All them things I'm talking is because these days I talk to my children a lot more about life, and I started to tell them the weird things. I'd be like, you wouldn't understand what I'm saying now, but when you get old, you remember that? You remember hearing that?
And right now we're in silly season too, so.
Oh damn, yeah, like we do go down now. Actually, no, we don't have it on the on
you don't know what silly season.
Silly season is elections.
Election.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Where people say silly stuff and get away with it because sicko fans just agree with whatever people say once you're affiliated with the party.
Okay.
So that's like people from the UNC would say, yes, we need a Ministry of Artificial Intelligence because somebody just said we need a Ministry of Artificial Intelligence. But then if you actually think about it, like, what would a Ministry of Artificial Intelligence do? Now, let me say, all right, Michaela, let me say they say, all right, we need a real young person who know about this thing to do that, and they come and tell you, hey, you're getting $100,000 a month to run this ministry because we need youth. What you going to do in the Ministry of Artificial Intelligence? Let me hear.
The first thing I will implement is...
Yeah, great to see. Sorry, go ahead, yeah.
I find something for them to do.
Find something for them to do?
there's literally nothing. Okay, you can. There's nothing that even begins to make sense about having a dedicated ministry for artificial intelligence when we have a ministry of data transformation.
Yeah, digital transformation. Yeah, correct.
It's right there.
I don't know, Aki, what you don't do? If they tell you 100, actually, you're probably working for that right now. So let's say 150,000, right? Yeah. And they say, all right, no, all he does not work for $100,000, just laying all, So they don't try to go and, dox him and find out where he live in. Yeah, good, yeah. What you think you could do if you realistically was going to try to create a ministry of artificial intelligence?
I can't just collect the money at the end of the month.
I was just going to do that. Just collect the money.
Nah, you gotta try.
Who checking?
All right, so first, you try to develop a AI strategy and an AI policy, for using AI within all the ministries and the government. Then you'll lay down a 3 to 5 year plan on how we could start incorporating AI to make all the government processes more efficient and utilizing it in some of our strategies along the other all the ministries like finance.
And we could put this man on a platform, boy. We could put him on a platform. It seems so. It seems like there is some hope. All right.
Like to be in politics, yeah, and that kind of thing, you have to be good at BSing.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so to sound confident about what you're saying and get one person in the crowd to say something like, and then just pause and everybody realize, we should clap now. And then they start to clap,
Yeah. I mean, on both sides. On both sides, that's why I say silly season. On both sides, it does come with, I don't want to make it sound like this, but sometimes it's hard to say things that would just appeal to the masses and not necessarily people who might be critically thinking and might actually sit down and try to think out the idea and how it will work. Most people are not going to do that. Most people sometimes you just need to appeal to the masses. Most people might know AI, they might know another buzzword. Like with the PNM, they throw out ministry efficiency, whatever.
Yeah, efficiency.
That's like straight from Elon Musk and Doge, So if you really look to sit down and think about it, and like with the ministry efficiency, somebody might say, you will do this now, but to the past 10 years while it wasn't for a while now, so on both sides you could bargain. They don't really appeal to people who might sit down and scrutinize.
Hey, what you gonna do, boy? All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was our 3 minutes of politics. You could not, don't stop listening. Don't stop listening. We're not gonna talk about politics, right? So cool. Yeah. So today we have our 3 topics, 2 local, 1 international. As always, first one is they launched an e-commerce strategy. We're going to go directly to the actual government website that launched the e-commerce strategy and see what they said and see if it's making sense and if our e-commerce strategy is what we need, or is it just the same thing we say all the time, which is people just need to get bank accounts. That's what we really need, yeah. I'll do a little small report on the teacher AI training because I told you all last week we're going to have some teacher AI training, and we did have it, and we will have some fun things to do there because I'll tell it my unfiltered view of what I learned or didn't learn or whatever the case is. Just a teaser. I learned something, right? I learned about something, not learn something. Yeah. And Elon Musk buys X again, kinda, sorta, but it's a very convoluted story. So we had to talk about it. Normally we don't care about Elon Musk with respect to the politics part, but this is actually technical, and there are some technical things that could take place. So on the night before the holiday, let's jump into our first set of stories. Our first story is the National E-Commerce Strategy let's see what this actually going to look like.
Well, you probably made it this far in the podcast. That means you probably like technology a lot and like to at least hear us talk about technology. And that also means you may know somebody or somebody who knows somebody or somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who wants a website built or an app built or some sort of technology integrated in their business. If you want to help them out, you could send them to Make It Simple TT, send them to us. And we have business services that range from building websites to building apps to invoicing systems to ensuring that technology is used in your company, to installation of routers, buying things online. So you could check us out, 308-8799. You could check our services out, or you could go to makeitsimplett.com and see some of the things that we've done and maybe give a recommendation to our website built or something like that.
Okay, did you know that there is a Ministry of Trade and Industry website? This is the first time I've ever seen this website. It is, it don't look very,
Yeah, you might have to ask some people if they knew there was a Ministry of Trade and Industry in the first place.
Oh, come on, man. Like, come on. We not take it that far. I don't think so. Just that the Ministry, they do have a favicon. All right, so the Ministry of Trade and Industry, let me zoom in a little bit so we could. They launched the National E-Commerce Strategy 2025 to 2030. And here is what they said. The government of Trinidad and Tobago has officially launched the National E-Commerce Strategy 2025 to 2030, making a significant milestone in the country's digital transformation agenda. Blah, 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 blah. The strategy, the first of its kind in the Caribbean, was developed in collaboration with the United Nations Trade and Development, UNCTAD. It's just 12 months. It builds up on the foundation of the National E-Commerce Strategy 2017 to 2020, which I've never heard of in my life, but probably I didn't care too much about it at that point in time. Maybe not. 2017, e-commerce wasn't exactly like big on the docket. So they distributed a lot of grants. It spoke about blah, 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 blah. But they reached down to this point where they list some bullet points on what the e-commerce strategy is going to focus on. 4 key pillars. Because we love to use the word pillars in the Caribbean because why? Pillars are what you use to hold up a Roman Colosseum.
Yeah, pillars of strength.
Yeah, something like that. So the first one is fostering a robust legal and regulatory framework. That's the legal side of transactions, contracts, signatures, cybersecurity, data protection, and IP and them kind of things. Next one is enhancing e-commerce awareness and related skills development. So provided targeted training and collecting demographic data to inform policies that support programs for businesses. And the third one now is enabling business growth and competitiveness through e-commerce. And then the fourth one is streamlining trade and logistics to support e-commerce operations. So those are the 4 things that the document has, which of course I couldn't find the document. All they have is the media release fit. And every time I click the link to go, they just have a media release, but they don't have the actual document for you to read. So I don't know if we'll ever see it. And if we do see it, would it matter by the time we actually get it? So, I see your expression there, Akim. What happened? What are your thoughts?
Why we need this? Like, why do this? Is this for the government or is this for the business community?
It's for the business community. Based on what I read in the article, it seems like it's more towards business community and given the small and medium enterprises, the SMEs, kind of guardrail or sort of runway to go through if you want to participate in e-commerce in the country. So it's almost like giving everybody a chance to sell online and sell goods digitally and collect e-money and that kind of thing. So I don't think it's for the common man. It's more for trade and industry. So like you say, you have a small business that transition into a medium enterprise. You're going to have to upgrade your systems to start to be able to handle trade, foreign exchange, all them kind of things, suppliers and all that kind of drama. I think they're just trying to put something in place for those businesses that want to grow, to not just grow in the form of, okay, you're just going to do everything that you used to do, but with cash.
Right. So, like you say, you have this small business, right? Is that small business internally going to develop the capacity to do e-commerce, or are they going to hire somebody to just do e-commerce for them?
More than likely, they'll hire somebody because they need somebody with this skill.
So this, so like this policy or this document focusing on trying to empower the business to do it on their own versus, I think most businesses would probably try to outsource doing an e-commerce thing than trying to build their own capacity.
Let me quote what they said. We expect that this strategy will fuel a wave of entrepreneurship and business innovation across Trinidad and Tobago and open doors for small and medium-sized enterprises to create new revenue streams and scale their business in both the local and global market. So it's kind of like what I just said. Would they outsource the person? Yes, but what if the government actually puts things in place with some sort of grant and gives them the ability to outsource it if they could prove that they're going to get it from, I don't know, government-approved contractors or whatever the case is. You know, them things just kind of go. And then those people get like a one-size-fits-all, okay, let me link you up with these people here who will give you the ability to receive US. This one will allow you to get the website. Or if you get the website, here's this company that will be able to put in your digital, your store, your e-store, them kind of thing. And also, here are the legal frameworks that you have to work with in order to be able to protect yourself from fraud and all that kind of drama. So, like me personally, I have an online store that's selling things, I have all kind of things, and I don't know how much taxes I had to pay. I don't know if I have an exemption on taxes for digital goods versus physical things. I'm not 100% sure what I have to do with the people that pay me in US via like the App Store. If Google send me a US check, why am I supposed to do that? Just deposit it, or am I supposed to declare it? All them kind of weird things. I mean, that information there because I hunted down already, but it's not clear. It's not clear. Yeah. If
that's more accounting.
Well, it have accounting in it, but remember, the first thing that they said is a robust legal and regulatory framework, which is contracts, signatures, data protection, cross-border e-commerce, and intellectual property. So it have and electronic transactions. So there's some sort of thing to let you know if you're going to do e-commerce, you should be at least sensitized by these things. So you ask why we need it, right? But I think it is a good thing to have, and it's a good thing to put people to work for.
I just be wary about government and business and government trying to get involved with business and too much regulations. Maybe because the other day I get with all of a sudden I had to do this. It's a new requirement for FIU.
Yeah. Financial, right. Yeah.
So I was talking to somebody about it, and I was like, yeah, they do FIU registration or whatever, and yeah, they didn't have to do no other extra stuff. I got a letter and email last month saying I need to go and do this anti-money laundering and counter-terrorism course, get a certificate and show it to them, and also get a certificate of character. And if I don't do that, I'm going to get fined $500,000 or I could get jail. And I'll do it by August.
That's real hard. You know why that's real hard? Because when you're trying to do something in this world, and they'll be real pushing the let me show you what I'm talking about, right? Yeah, they'll be real pushing the e-commerce awareness and related skills development, providing targeted training, collected demographic data and all them kind of thing, and enabling business growth and all them that kind of thing. It's real hard to grow your business when them kind of things that just happen And they'd be like, oh yeah, we didn't tell you about that. Yeah, you had to do this.
Yeah,
you had to,
cause like
do that,
when
that
you're
kind of thing.
signing up, it had nothing like
Yeah.
that when you're signing up. Like there's a requirement. Cause I talked to a guy do it 2 years ago, and he was like, yeah, we didn't have to do none of that. All of us had to do this, and I had to do it by August. And if I didn't do it by August, so it's like,
Okay, like me and you. Like, Michaela, when young people, sorry, yourself, and
Yes.
your demographic, deciding that they want to start a business, what has been the thing that's been going through their head? Is just be like, all right, create a social media page and sell?
So the main way, I guess, that younger people operate with businesses would be on social media. So if I want to have a store, like say I'm selling clothes, I would I would have an Instagram page. I'd post the clothes I'm selling, I'd post the prices, and I'll post like if I offer delivery, if I offer like not shipping. I'll post the prices and stuff. Some people make a website, but 3/4 of the times they just use the Instagram platform itself. So like each of your timeline posts would have the image and the price, so people could order that way.
And you just had a DM for it?
Yeah.
Okay. And then my follow-up question. Are these businesses registered?
Some of them are. So some of them are, at least I think, because when you get their banking information, it has like the business name. So some people have their business name as the banking information. Some people have like their personal name. So it depends.
Yeah. Okay. Because to get a business bank account, of course, you had to be registered, yeah. So here, my concern is that all small businesses are start off unregistered, of course. And then they realize, all right, the amount of money that I'm getting in my bank account under my name starting to look fishy. It's starting to look suspicious. So therefore, it may be wise for me to break this thing off so my finances not mix in that set of finances, right? That's I say that from experience, right? Because my money was looking like I doing drugs or some kind of thing. And I was like, nah, we gotta get a business account. So you go and you register your business, and you get the account. And then when you get the account, then you realize when you register a business, there's a lot of other things that you have to do. You had to start to now collect proper accounting documents. You had to start to figure out how much taxes you have to pay. You had to figure out if you are a sole trader, if you are limited liability, or if you are a partnership, and all kind of drama. And I found the documentation for it was kind of not
user-friendly.
It wasn't user-friendly. It wasn't user-friendly at all. To the point where you might end up like Akim and you get a thing in the mail saying, yeah, you could be fined $500,000 if you don't do this. And you're like, what? But when? How? And then it has some people who just start off the little business and thing with Instagram and whatnot, and then realize that they owe the government money because they collecting a certain amount of money and they're supposed to charge VAT or some kind of drama like that, and they didn't collect VAT or all kind of shipping is just going. Yeah.
You would only owe if the government find out.
Right, yeah, if they find out, right. But they just find out when you apply for some sort of contract or something, and when you apply for the contract, you had to get all your papers or you apply for grants or something kind of thing.
Most people don't apply for that. Most people just stay away from government contracts.
Yeah.
Because
something like that.
Like it's we are long. I try to be compliant. One of my companies compliant, and it's a long list of.
Yeah,
and it's like,
and Michaela, you ever see anybody transition from small business to medium in their 20s?
I'm not too sure, but I have a couple of friends who have businesses, but I'm not too sure like the size of the business.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I guess once you get to the point where you have employees, that is when you have to tell yourself, all right, we have to start to think this thing through, because employees need money, NIS, all them kind of drama and thing. And me personally, I didn't find that was an easy transition to know everything that you had to do when you have employees and the rights of employees and all them kind of drama. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, what I'm getting to is this e-commerce strategy should help the people who have an online business that they want to grow regionally or internationally, and give them at least the tools or information first, but then also maybe some tools that will help them to do the e-commerce thing in compliance with international standards or laws or something like that.
About compliance, I don't want no government e-commerce compliance policy or law. I don't want that at all. Because they're going to come with some new thing and try to shaft you with some fine or something if you don't have this certain something on your website. Nah, I don't want that. Look, keep that.
But then, everybody could just, if our government doesn't do this, I ain't defending the government, but if our government doesn't do this, anybody could create a money laundering operation online and basically create the one of them susu thing, or create a Ponzi scheme, or create some kind of thing, and they just have no...
Yeah, we are laws for Ponzi scheme and stuff.
Yeah, but then when it starts to get totally digital...
Alright, so like what was one of the... If you could think of it, was one of the compliance rules that you would, or a couple of compliance rules for e-commerce policy?
Alright, let me go with data protection. That's one of the things that I have in anything. Fostering a legal and regulatory framework, data protection. When you have people signing up on our website and they're sending in their first name, surname, address, and all kind of, and they're shipping information for you to ship something for them directly, because you used to ship on Instagram by collecting their DM information, but now you realize, all right, things are a little tougher. You have to create a Google form. When they pull the information in a Google form and I go on a spreadsheet on your drive, what are you doing to protect the data of the people, of your clients or your customers or some kind of thing like that? And then when they start to pay with their credit card, what payment processor you're using? Does the payment processor have whatever certification or whatever it is to ensure that the credit card information is safe? If they get scammed or if the credit card gets stolen, does it fall back on you or does it fall back on the payment processor? Them is things that not everybody just going to sit down and think. They just know, all right, I needed to put some creator. They come by you and they say, hey, I need to receive purchases online, and you as the IT person put it in place. And then they ask you, all right, so everything's safe? And he's like, yeah, everything's safe, boy. It's in a Google Drive with the store name at gmail.com, and the password is password 1. Full stop. And then you might end up finding yourself in a difficult situation digitally because you didn't have any guardrails. So that's a simple argument that it's necessary.
Yeah, I think that's like my concern. Like, somebody had asked me to make a website for them, and I was like, I don't want to be held responsible if something happened with this website and you. So I rather just not.
Send them by me. Anyway, so what I'm saying is, if the e-commerce strategy does what it's supposed to do, which is a whole other story because we're not even sure if it will actually come about and do what it's supposed to do, it should help us be a little wiser in the implementation of our small businesses. Because if they're pushing diversification and larger markets and all them kind of thing, then people go in and have to start to do this. And remember the time you tell me, if I have a store and I tell you that my payment processor is WePay, and you from the US, you're gonna think that WePay is a kind of a scam. Yeah, that is what we're gonna end up facing if we try to diversify our e-commerce beyond Trinidad and Tobago, and we might need to put things in place that will get to the point where international companies might recognize us as a place where you could have certain features. So like, it are real things on YouTube. YouTube, in terms of payments from Google, that we can't get, because they'll just be like, yeah, you can't be on a YouTube partnership program and them all them kind of thing.
I don't think our e-commerce strategy will solve that way above that level. That is in terms of
finance and management and laundering,
money laundering, and basically the whole financial system. Yeah, kind of I wouldn't say blacklisted, but it's not like A-rated.
Yeah, it's not trusted enough. Yeah. Yeah. I for it, but if point number 3, I'll share back point number 3 for you to see, which is the one I would guess is the most important one for me. Point 3 is encouraging MSMEs to integrate digital payment systems and cloud-based shopping services while increasing financial inclusion. If they could get that to say, all right, get people to be able to pay online and take away cash on delivery and all them kind of things, that would be a big win for me.
So I just did a little GPT to find out which countries have e-commerce strategies. So it does give us some examples. 1, China, Singapore, India, and the EU.
And Estonia. You forget Estonia. Sorry.
I didn't check Estonia. China is to emphasize cross-border commerce like Alipay, WeChat, Singapore. Yeah, India. When they talk about India, the UPI stuff came up.
Right, yeah.
And the EU, yeah, I don't even want to take no example from the EU. They too strict. Yeah, I don't need that.
So you want loose regulations, basically?
Yes. I want it. I don't want it loose. I want it where it's not restrictive to, you need business growth, you need innovation, you need people to. When things too restrictive and you have too much regulation, you're lowering the ease to do business.
I mean, that's not a... Well, I mean, okay, I can see from your perspective why that's a bad thing. But for people who trying to run scams and illegally make business easy, it makes it harder for them too. So yeah, everybody had to pay for Paul. Basically, Peter paying for Paul. The scammers made it bad for everybody.
Blame the cartel. Yeah, the cartels that cause it. Yeah. They make friends with the government. All right. Well, that was quite enthralling. I didn't think we'd have talked so much about it, honestly. But thank you very much.
I think overall it'll be a net positive as long as is a good implementation. Not find the right balance between the regulations and being too restrictive and too invasive.
You had no hope in the government, like none. All right, I'm gonna tell you about my teacher AI trading course next.
Right now, you're listening to Training TechCast, and more than likely, you know that I love technology a lot. But more so, I love teaching technology. I'm a CSEC IT and CAPE Computer Science and IT teacher, and I have classes that are available. So if you know any student that's looking for quality CAPE Computer Science or CSEC IT classes, you can check us out 308-8799 on WhatsApp or makeitsimplett.com/register. You can get classes, notes, recordings, IA, SBA help, everything that you could think of. That will get you that one in CSEC IT. So you can check us out.
All right, I'm going to share the, you could clearly see it's a very, very, very rough picture I took of my laptop screen because I don't know how long it was going to stay up on the screen, right? So for those of you all that are listening, I'm currently, okay,
you'll tell. I know some people there.
All right.
Mendes, I know Manoa.
There's a lot of UE lecturers was talking, right? But let me start first with this guy here. This guy that they have here, right? Guess who that is?
I don't know, Mr. Rodney.
That's a full AI bot that was hosting the AI session. So the session was hosted by an AI host. First thing I say, I was like, well, look at you, Ministry of Education. You brought an AI host for an AI sensitization workshop. Well done. I was proud of it, and there were no glitches. Like, normally when you have these presentations, I'll start off by this. There's normally have these weird glitches where people will just be like, clicking around. Are you seeing me now? Hold on, let me share my screen. Just now, it reminds me of COVID times when teachers were teaching, but just now, I'm sharing it. Oh, y'all not hear properly? Just now, my microphone muted. Oh, this laptop is giving real trouble, or all that kind of stuff. None of that happened at all. Like everybody that was presenting knew how to use a computer. And they knew how to share their screen. They knew how to switch tabs. They know how to share a tab instead of sharing the whole screen so you don't see the desktop with all of the icons and all that kind of thing. I was like, look. They know what they're doing. And I was quite happy with that. Right? So let me go through the first one. See if you could figure out where I fell asleep. First one, welcome remarks. Chief Education Officer, Dr. Peter Smith. You know who that is? No, you don't. Next one, feature address. Minister of Education, Dr. the Honorable Nian Gaspidoli. Guess what they did? They played a video.
She wasn't there.
No, of course not. Like, come on. The welcome remarks, Dr. Peter Smith wasn't there either. It was a video. But the video played seamlessly to the point where teachers who were watching didn't think that it was a video. I was like, no, this is clearly pre-recorded. You could see a reading from the prompter, and you could see that it's edited because you're seeing it skipping. And it was like, oh, yeah, that's true. How you pick up that? I was like, well, this is how you just do these things. All right, presentation 1 from UNESCO, Dr. Shafika Isaacs, recorded again. Presentation 2, Mr. Rodney Payne, recorded again. And everybody in the chat asking questions to the recording. And I was like, oh boy, okay. They think, all right, yeah. So they're asking questions. And then the moderator came back and said, oh yes, we'll relay all your questions to the presenters and get back to you.
Right.
Nice. All right, so then presentation 3, the UE team. This was ridiculously very, very impressive. Professor Surendra Arjun, you know who that is?
Yeah, that's my godfather.
Awkward. All right. Dr. Georgina Chami. No. All right. Dr. Novak Goandan.
I know him. I actually work with him.
All right. Dr. Chris Manuhar. I know him.
Yeah, I know him.
Mr. Nicholas Mendez.
Big up Mendez.
Yeah, he's teach what course he does teach? I can't remember.
Web dev.
Yeah, web development, yeah. His presentation was real good, like, because he know how to handle the browser now. He present real. He was like, all right, let me show you all something in ChatGPT, and I'll show you all this. Okay, this is the output. That's what I got. But if you modify the prompt and whatever it is. And then Dr. Payura Mohammed, she was real good. She was real good too. She know her stuff too. She was the one that showed me something I didn't know about before, which is napkin.ai.
Yes, Dr. Mohammed is like one of my favorite lecturers. She's really, really good.
Yeah, napkin AI is give you a nice visualizations. Okay, do you think I fell asleep anywhere inside there?
Nope.
All right, then there was lunch presentation for Ministry of Digital Transformation, Mr. Lawrence Modest. And then,
asleep, yeah.
Of course, I fell asleep there. Oh my goodness, jeez, yeah.
I mean, it was after lunch, so I mean,
it was a perfect storm. A presentation for the Ministry of Digital Transformation. They basically just get. I think they just get put in there as like a token presentation from the ministry to show that, well, the Ministry of Digital Transformation has a part to play in AI in schools or whatnot. Yeah. Restore sense of icon, Mr. Raj Ramdas, he's a kind of, they just have like camps and things and competitions for coding and whatnot.
Yes.
And then student experience, Justin Rambrown, that's the one who created the CXE, the Chat CXE AI website. He's a 19-year-old who went to presentation college and he learned everything from YouTube. I was like, whoa, well done, youth, man. Well done, youth. Proud of you. And then Adita George was an 8-year-old child who has used Scratch programming to build things. So they kind of they kind of appeal to the heartstrings of the teachers now to show that students actually love these things or whatnot. So in all, they didn't teach me nothing that I didn't know. Almost everything that they did was centered around saying ChatGPT, right? And well, I know that large language, only one of them was like, oh yeah, the other models like DeepSeek. Anybody tried DeepSeek? And well, I wasn't going to raise my hand because I'm not trying. Okay, let me see how to explain this, boy. Whenever I go to these things, they know who I am, right? Most people know who I am because of my presence in YouTube and apps and digital world and all that kind of thing, right? So I was trying my best not to be like the Mr. Know-It-All. So whenever the opportunity presents itself to say anybody know about this or whatnot, I just try to like play my role and not be like,
be humble.
I knew that long time. Yeah, it's not just being humble. It's more like don't be the idiot in the crowd who wants to show up everybody. Like try to be the opposite of that, which is only speak when you're spoken to, right? Yeah. So So they asked if anybody knows about DeepSeek, anybody try it out, anybody know about any other large language models, and I was like, yeah, there's Gemini, there's Grok and whatnot. But most of the times, everything they said was ChatGPT. So that means that almost every single person thinks that the only AI that there is ChatGPT. Which is, I mean, they do have the crown based on our tests, but they also, it's not the only one. And people was real complaining that you had to pay for ChatGPT and the free model don't give you this and all them kind of things, and they try it and whatnot. But what they really did hammer home,
that one thing I don't understand about Chinese. The complaining, you had to pay for something that's so incredibly useful. And how much had to pay?
Yeah.
Yes, I will complain. If I had to pay $1 complaining, $1 is too much.
That I don't understand that at all. I mean, if you compare if you look at it, how much time you're saving, or even like workers, how much time you're going to save as a productivity tool, $20 a month is what 140?
Yeah, 150
right?
there.
Check how much money that is per day. Divided by 30 is how much? Not a lot.
I mean,
and you're going to spend that money in doing all kind of nonsense, food, that and the other, versus being more productive and being more productive. You save your time, you can make more money.
I want the choice to spend my money on nonsense.
Nah.
I agree with you. Like, technology is not free, and people should get accustomed to knowing that they should pay for technology, but you just have to choose which technologies you're going to pay for. Just like you pay to go to the cinema, because you have to choose what shows you're going to watch, or if you're going to waste your money to watch it, or whatever the case is, right? So, like, real teachers was complaining how they try it and it didn't give me what I wanted and all that kind of stuff. But the thing about them UE presenters is the UE presenters were very, very clear that, A, this requires some work. You have to do some prompt engineering, and you have to try again, and you have to think about what you're going to say, and then you have to say it over, and then you have to try. And sometimes you might have to prompt it like 6 or 7 times, but in the end, you will get what you want. You just need to have some patience. And that's what I think the biggest problem with most of the teachers were, that they don't have patience with the fact that this is not a magic wand that you wave and it does your job for you. It is an assistant that you have at any point in time that could do things that will help you, but you still have to do the work. So I think when the web development man, Nicholas Mendez, he's the one that showed like exactly how to come up with a lesson plan, read through the lesson plan, see the things that you wanted to get changed, and how to use the language and help it along the way. And I think he won over some people. He won over some people because it had people in my school was real dragging AI and real dragging ChatGPT and all that kind of thing. And they come back the next day and say, Andre, what do you think about it? I was like, well, tell me what you think about it. And it's like, that man there that showed me how to do this lesson plan thing, that might actually help me. And I tried last night and I had to refine the prompt a little bit, but it got a little better. I feel guilty. And I was like, no, don't feel guilty. Don't feel guilty. It's okay. And then they started to ask me about if I learn anything. I was like, no, not really. All you know, I'm using this thing from a long time and whatnot. And then they actually, but normally, whenever I say I'm using it from a long time, they just be like, there he goes again, showing off. But now this time it's like, so how you was using it? And I was like, remember that test I did last term? Like, you find the question was real nice? Yeah, that was generated by an AI called Gemini. It's like, Gemini, what is that? I was like, it have others besides ChatGPT. And the conversation opened up now. And when talking to other teachers, I realized that there is a kind of breakup between, if we say out of 100 teachers, there's a 20, 30, 50 breakup. 20% is the people like me and probably some of the other teachers I sit down online with. We're using this thing a long time and making our life easier since day one, because we figure out they could make things easier. Then it had the 30, which is the people that on the fence. The ones that said, let me try it. Nah, it's not doing what I want. Okay, let me try again. Sometimes it does do what I want, sometimes it doesn't. And then it had the 50, which is the people who are like, nope, not me. good. I'm not touching it because I teaching long enough. I don't need to create any new material or whatnot, or them thing will only work. It'll stop critical thinking. All of the people like that. So I feel like the training kind of crack the 30% people a little bit who were on the fence, but now they realize if you try just a little bit harder, you might get something out of it. If you see people sending links to websites and thing in WhatsApp group and thing now and saying, hey, I tried this out, you all could use this, we could implement that, all kind of drama. And overall, as you would say, net positive. I think a lot of teachers now would be willing to put a little more effort into it.
Yeah, I think like you see, this new group of teachers are probably now finishing school and now going into school. They're gonna embrace it a lot. And I think even in other industries, if you don't embrace AI in the next 5 to 10 years, you'll probably be left behind.
I didn't want to say 5 to 10 years, boy. I say next 3 years, boy.
Yeah, next 3 to 5 years. If you don't embrace it, not just programming or this in any industry, I think you need to embrace it in one way or the other, because even if it just saving your time in terms of productivity, you're doing something that might take you a week in a day or two. That's a lot of time you're saving.
Yeah, boy. What I was doing, boy. I had to give a class a test, and I forget. The test that I had was had some old questions in it that were not on the syllabus anymore. Or it was a topic I was testing that I never tested before, but I was like, okay, I have to start testing a little more. And I wanted to create a quick test for them to do that required some critical thinking. But I throw a whole PowerPoint slide inside, and I'll be like, yeah, create a test on this one. And I was like, give me 20 questions and I'll choose the best 10. I get 20 questions, I choose the best 10, I click print it, test print, and move on with life. And it gave me the answers too. I was like, thanks. I would have sit down and try to make up questions, make up scenarios. And I was like, make sure the questions are scenario based and all that kind of thing. So I've been doing that for a while. And right now, I'll play Kahoots, right? Kahoots is a online game where it's a multiple choice online game where everybody could sign in and put in the avatar and have a leaderboard and all that kind of thing. It's real fun for children to play, and it's one of the coolest ways to teach them something and see what a class actually knows, because you get good reports from it and that kind of thing, right? I just take the words from the syllabus. It's a little technical because I know a little more than I used to. Well, no, not a little more than most other people. I'll create a CSV file because you have to import it as an Excel file, and you can't get ChatGPT or Gemini to create an Excel file for you. So I'll create a CSV file, take the CSV file, put it inside a particular...
ChatGPT could do it.
I think it could.
But it do create it in the format that Kahoot need. Okay. Kahoot have a particular spreadsheet that you have to download and put the information in. And all I had to do was just get it. I tried to get it to create the actual spreadsheet for Kahoot, and I was like, try my best. I didn't really know what to do. So I was like, okay, I could do it by just creating a CSV, get the CSV, open it up, and then paste it into the thing. Because you have to use comma separated values and that kind of thing. But needless to say, I've created 40 of them things in the past 4 weeks, because every class I just be like, all right, it's time for us to play Kahoot. You all take a break for 5 minutes. I go down and create the Kahoot, and it's like, so how you create a whole thing? I was like, that's called generative AI. And some of the AI questions will be trash, so you still had to vet it, and I still had to change some of the wording, or some of them must be too easy, or whatever the case is. But all in all, the new batch of teachers that are coming in, I can't say that they are excited to use it, because I've seen new teachers who have old mentalities. I've seen it. But I think the AI training, it at least showed that the Ministry of Education is not afraid of releasing the jargon. And hopefully somebody is able to tame it and use it wisely. And in terms of the timing for it, ChatGPT came out in November 2022. Yeah. So that's almost 2.5 years later. They're now doing the training. It's late, but at least it's not as late as we are accustomed to things being.
Yeah. I mean, as I say, at least it was had good substance too.
Yeah,
Even though
yeah.
You may not have learned stuff, it win over a lot of people that was on the fence. you know, so-
Yeah, and that's the cool thing. And
Yeah,
I don't know. Go ahead,
Makala,
listen.
you where you lying at? You're on the fence or you're somebody that
Well, I think it's a good thing for teachers to implement. Me personally, I like the capabilities of AI. I simply don't like using it that much because of the environmental impact. Even though I'm a comp sci major, I'm also an envi major. So that's my whole gripe with it. But
Wait. Oh wait. So when they was doing all the Ghibli images, and Sam Altman had to come out and say that you're melting our GPUs, so they had to drop the amount of images that you could do for free. You were like, yes.
well,
Stop it.
I wasn't like yes because of that, I was like yes because the creator of the Studio Ghibli films has openly expressed multiple times that he really dislikes artificial intelligence, and he released an entire statement begging people to please stop doing this. This is not how he wants his work represented. He doesn't want this. Please stop. Yeah.
And of course they created more.
You'll have to do a cease and desist for the whole internet.
Yeah.
You really might.
For
But
the
yeah,
whole world.
it has
That's
its
enough,
uses. It is when it's used in a productive way, I have no problem with it. But people who overdo, you see, yeah, there's a difference between using it for something good and then overdoing it. So
was
just
that
like
example? Was that example? Besides that Studio Ghibli thing, was that example of overdoing it?
people asking it to do a draft. Let me say like a draft resignation letter, bro. Just Google it. Google is right there. It's going to pull
but
the information
I
from
think
Google anyway.
ChatGPT easier. It will craft exactly what you want.
But
You
that's
tell it
laziness.
where-
Google right
No.
there.
That right, if we're Googling it, going and take it 10-15 minutes, then I take piece from here, piece from there, put it together. Versus just give me exactly
Google
what I
it
want.
and organize it in 5 minutes max.
Well, just doing it in seconds.
What? That's laziness.
I don't find that laziness. I just let ChatGPT check my grammar. Like when I write and say I have a big
There's
long email, I just
Grammarly for
like,
that.
No, ChatGPT easier.
Grammarly using the same AI too.
Yeah. but-
Yeah.
All right, watch this. This is B-Mobile website.
Wow.
Can you
Yep.
tell?
Yes, them
Not
locks
real.
looking little too shiny.
No, especially the fourth picture, yeah.
There's something about and then watch this picture here. This one is an actual Chini.
Person, yeah.
Yeah, that's a person. But they didn't really try to hide it. Like there's a tell. There's a tell with the
Yeah,
AI
there is.
images.
That-
The fire, the marketing people or the marketing people cutting some costs.
Well,
They-
it's everybody doing that these days, honestly. So
Yeah.
can't even
So
blame them.
they cut real. Watch this one.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's not too bad, I think.
Yeah, but that one is fully AI.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, fully. That's not the tone. This one is an actual human here, because I don't know, like everything with it AI generated. This one is a human. This one is AI. What do you think?
AI.
That one is
Probably
AI. Yeah, this one is
Watch the
Yeah.
eyes.
Yeah. All right.
Eyes tell lies.
Yeah. It's have a kind of shine to it. It's have a kind of shine. And I don't know, but everybody that I tested with, real images and AI generated images, they knew which one was generated by AI, right? And we've come a very, 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 very long way. But yeah, I understand what Michaela saying, that some people lazy. But
Yeah, but-
it have people who I know aren't lazy human beings, and they just in love with this thing because it gets them to be way more efficient.
Yes.
And they like, I'm not lazy. I'm willing to put in the work. But if this thing is able to get me to my end goal faster, that means I could get to do more work. it have the people who doing it because they don't want to do any work. And that's where the 50% of the teachers that I tell you about, where the split 50, 30, 20, they're real worried that children will get lazy and they won't do any work at all. And then they started the conversation with me in school and they're asking me, okay, so what are ways that we could address this? And I was like, well, for one thing, in-person testing is not dead. Like, if you give an in-person test and the person get 5 out of 20 and then you give them an essay to do and they get 19 out of 20, well, I mean, you probably would be able to just be like, okay, yeah, something wrong with you. And then as a teacher, you have to address it and let them know. It's just like when we collecting SBAs and you know a student is a trash student whole time and then they come with a perfect SBA. You just had to be like, I know what you did. I can't tell you no. I have to mark it and I have to submit it. I just letting you know that if you continue on this route, eventually you'll catch up with you at some point in time, because at some point in time you're going to have to actually work for the things that you have to do. Hopefully by that time in life, you understand the concept. But you still have to tell the student it now. And the teachers are very afraid that students will become like that, which is all the projects and work that they have to do would be of a very high standard, and then the in-person testing would be trash. And that'll make teaching a little harder because you may feel like you are rewarding somebody who is not supposed to be rewarded, which is a kind of thing teachers just go through. It'd be like, you don't deserve to get 90%. You don't.
You know, sometimes quote unquote lazy people does be some of the best innovators, because they find things as be so hard to do. Then there's always want to find some easier way or some shortcut or more efficient way to do it, so that they'll have more time to do what they want, you know.
Always. I am very lazy. If I can find a way to innovate something, I will.
Yeah.
But AI is like my last resort.
Nah, I using the hell out of it. I don't care. Can't pay for it.
Nah, I always like to know why things are the way they are, or ask questions and those sort of things. So ever since I had ChatGPT as a contact on my phone, oh shucks, I never tell all that.
As a contact.
Okay, on WhatsApp, right? No, yeah. Do it now. Go and add 1-800. Actually, I'm just gonna send the contact in the chat for you. Yeah, because you could add ChatGPT as a contact on WhatsApp and ask a question and it'll reply to you. And it'll reply to you as if it's a message. And it's totally free.
But is it free version? Or could you log into your...
No, it's a free version. It's the whatever version that they have free at that point in time, you get. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, plenty times I just want to answer to something, right? And normally I would go and Google it and search through websites and find out whatever. But sometimes I just want a quick answer so I could like answer in a conversation or whatever the case is, right? So somebody was asking something about anaerobic respiration. And I remember vaguely what it is about. And I was like, yeah, explain anaerobic respiration to me. And it responded to me like about 30 seconds. I get a notification saying I get a message from ChatGPT. And ever since I had ChatGPT as a contact on my WhatsApp, anything that passed through my head that I just can't remember or want to know, I ask. And you wouldn't want to know I'm gonna give you the
I just use the app like that. You don't have the app on your phone?
No, because the app have friction. I'd gonna open the app. Like
yeah, to open WhatsApp.
Yeah, but like it just feel easier to do it on WhatsApp because it just feel like I having a conversation now. So let's say this. You know what I think is an abuse of what our ChatGPT or people that you know where people will just go to it and ask advice on the relationship. So if they're depressed, just go and talk to it like a real person. That's why I draw the line. Yeah, that Black Mirror stuff. Yeah, Last
And
question
the
asked
don't
us.
find that was drawing the
top
line, you
people
know.
let's do that. You don't find so? You find it that? You find
More
out
acceptable. Yeah,
that more
because you know
acceptable?
they're using it to better themselves, you know. Good for them.
No, okay. Okay.
So using ChatGPT as a therapist.
I
Okay.
personally wouldn't do that, but you know what? I'm not going to stop somebody from doing that. If you don't have the resources to get the help, otherwise, sure, no problem.
Okay, my
people who
age.
enjoy
will-
it- a job.
What about using it as a friend? Like, you know, it become your actual friend where you come home and you tell it. Where you do today like a diary. People using it like a diary.
That's a little much. That borders on a parasocial relationship. So I saw a Instagram reel about a teacher who deals with autistic children, warning parents about that because she saw like an increase in that happening. So to just like kind of look out for it, because that borders on having a parasocial relationship with ChatGPT, which you don't want, because it ain't that deep.
Yeah, but it's a slippery slope. The slope kind of
is.
slippery.
Yeah.
I ain't too sure, but yeah, okay, cool, thanks. Conversation getting a little intense right now. Let's just move on to the next story now. You talk about Elon Musk, X. Yeah.
Okay.
Now I was going to say, I searched for why do nuclear warheads not detonate on impact. That's why I asked ChatGPT the other day.
Oh, okay.
Because I was watching Invincible, which is
Cartoon, that's a cartoon.
right. Yeah, I was watching Invincible, and one of the men in the show said, "Don't throw the warhead," and he was like, "You dummy! Warheads don't detonate on impact." And I was like, "What? For real?" And I asked ChatGPT while I was watching the show, and I read through it, and I was like, "Oh, that's why nuclear warheads don't detonate on impact." Okay, cool, good to know. And I just asked her, and it had like a whole set of other questions. How does sweat evaporate? What is the role of ATP in energy production? Because why does the mitochondria? All kind of thing I ask. And I was so happy to send them WhatsApp messages and get back an answer. And I could scroll back up now and see what I asked. Yeah. It just kind of seamless in terms of having a conversation. But that is all I wanted to say. Nothing special. But what I do want to talk about for sure before we finish is Elon Musk, XAI buying X. Elon Musk's AI startup XAI has acquired his social media platform X, formerly known as Twitter, in an all-stock deal he announced on a post on X on Friday. XAI has acquired X in an all-stock transaction. Musk said the combination values XAI at $80 billion and X at $33 billion, $45 billion less $12 billion debt. Musk went on to describe the two companies' futures intertwined. He added, "Today we will officially take a step to combine the data models, compute, distribution, and talent." So the whole of X, which is formerly known as Twitter, is now a part of XAI. So our social media platform is now intertwined with an AI company that has an AI called Grok, a LLM called Grok, that now has access to all of the tweets from since 2006. When Twitter started,
Yeah.
2004.
To be honest, Grok was always part of Twitter. It started off as part of Twitter, and like right now, you'll have a tweet and you could ask Grok, you could just reply and tag Grok in it and say, "Grok, is this true? Is this whatever?" Or ask Grok to explain the tweet here. So for the past few months, it kind of intertwined.
No, there could be no legal or regulatory framework to say that Grok is accessing Twitter's information illegally because now they're all under XAI's banner. And XAI is valued at $88 billion on absolutely nothing, no premise whatsoever. Sorry, $80 billion. And Twitter, X is $33 billion less $12 billion debt. So X still in debt, and a company that has a valuation but no actual cash flow has bought it and bought its debt also, which is still backed by Tesla stocks. That is wrong. That's crazily wrong. I don't even want to, I can't even explain the whole economics of it, but many people have try to explain it, and there's like, how the FCC watch this take place? But it's private companies.
It's backed by the stock, so he probably take a loan out on the stock, the value of his stock. And
but this is where private companies and publicly traded companies have a hiccup, because he make X a private company, and the X.AI is a private company, but Tesla is a public company. And
so that come like, all right, like let's say he had Microsoft stock, he could have do the same thing with the Microsoft stock. Or if he had
Microsoft is not owned
Apple
by
stock.
him.
Yeah, so it's basically the same thing. You're using the value of your stock to buy something else.
So you have a house and you just shipping, you shifting tables and cupboards from one room to another, to another, to another, to another, to another. And people come inside the house and it's like, what you have inside that room? Yeah, just stuff that I had in the other room that I bring across to that room. Why move it to that room for? I don't know, because I wanted to. And you don't have any sort of, but it have things in the room that are empty boxes, but nobody could come and look inside the empty box. But there are people who have invested in the empty box and they don't know exactly what's happening. And
all right, look at it this way, right? The XAI and the X stuff, they're private companies, so them could do whatever they want. But the Tesla stock, that come like, this is the same house example. So you have one house here, come like you have a next house here, and you mortgage that house to buy these other houses. That way you do I think that way you do the Tesla stock. You mortgage this house to buy this stuff, to put it within the same thing.
But there's currently an antitrust case going on with Google for being the biggest search engine.
Yeah.
Like, what? How you gonna have an antitrust case with Google and tell them, yeah, you're all wrong for being the best search engine, and integrating it into one of your other products called Chrome? That's straightforward business. You have a cash cow and you create a product to magnify a cash cow. Cool. But what he doing is not like it's worthy of our investigation.
The part where I say would that kind of shady and probably would the investigation is where you buying your own company from yourself, that part. But using the Tesla stock, that side of it, I don't really have I see that, because you're using the value. You come like you're using the value of one asset to buy something else. So that part ain't really, but where you're buying your own company from your own company and you're absorbing the debt, that part of it,
I don't know. I didn't like it. Probably because I kind of colored by the amount of propaganda. I can't scroll through anywhere and not see something about Donald Trump and Elon Musk now, and it's almost annoying to know that they have the whole news cycle on lock. Like they could say, all right, we're going to be in the news tomorrow, and oh wait, we do have a story for tomorrow. Let's announce something today so that they have to report on that tomorrow, and that's how I feel that they kind of moving. But from the technical side now, XAI going to have all the training data, all the data from Twitter to train on.
It had this thread. Lord, I forget to. It had this thread on X where people was asking Grok, who does spread the most misinformation on the internet or on Twitter? And Grok respond and say Elon Musk. And I ask why. And they say because of some of the stuff with COVID and some other stuff. And I asked it, how come Elon allowing you to do this? And they asked it about sometime back in February or something. They asked it, Elon try to stop you from saying things about Trump or Elon or himself, and it say they try to put some guardrails on whatever, but it didn't really work. And somebody asked, Are you just saying this because of what was reported in the news, or is this based on you going through your logs? And it says based on the logs, its own logs reading it. So, and I see that thread, I was like, what? How come Elon allowing this? Let's see if I could find it.
This remember when Michaela was talking about it as Trini Twitter, and
Yeah,
if Grok get trained on Trini Twitter, would we be able to ask a contextual thing about Trinidad and it will be able to answer because it getting it from real people instead of just websites?
It probably could, you know.
I mean, I know the training data is necessary because ChatGPT had to make a deal with Reddit to use Reddit's information in their training data. Google make a deal with Reddit, and all them message board applications on them, they have contracts now with the AI. YouTube, every single YouTube video you could opt in to have it be used for training data, and OpenAI scrape a lot of YouTube videos, and then YouTube stop the scraping of the YouTube videos from AI bots and all them kind of things. So the amount of data that it gets is going to be very, very important. And Elon just get a treasure trove of data with
I send the thing there, you could check it on
with a shady transaction. Wait, is it in the
on
StreamYard? Oh, I see it, yeah. Yeah. Please don't ask me to sign in. Please don't ask me to sign in. Please don't ask me to sign in. Okay, then ask me to sign in. Okay, it did. Oh, wow. Jeez.
What's that?
You know, it asked me to sign in when I tried to read the replies.
Oh, yeah.
Nah, I ain't signing in. Yeah. What it says? Oh, okay. It'll end up getting political, so I don't want to like bother with it too much. But
like
his ability to get Donald Trump to market Teslas for him, that's crazy. And these kind of things,
like when you had that at the White House.
Yeah, that at the White House, and say that anytime you're thinking of Tesla and all them things.
You kind of touched on it earlier where you talk about the news cycle and whatever. Oh, like I just look at all of this as just people trying to get ratings and views, and cause at the end of the day, you can't take them too seriously at face value, cause a lot of it is just politics and spin, and yeah, if you go to try and think about and study them every day, you'll basically won't get nothing.
Yeah, it will hurt. It would hurt a lot. I agree. But Michaela, in the diversity higher world, anybody care about like Elon Musk and Trump in the 20s?
It's more like they're more like interesting nuisances that are there.
Interesting nuisances.
Yeah, it's kind of like you learn to kind of just like block it off. Like you'll see it and just be like, okay, next.
Yeah, I like that too. I would see it and I might read it and like I don't let it bother me like to go down a rabbit hole and get worked up and emotional about Trump doing all Elon Musk. In my mind, all these politicians and politics is just they playing their own game. At the end of the day, I need to do what I need to do for myself and whatever.
That what I was telling somebody in school at lunchtime that I think I go and just have this up because I'm a comment reader. I just go to the comment with hoping that somebody explain. Now there are a few times when there are some people who will come in the comments and say like smart things, and I was read it and I was learn stuff, right? And those few times I was give me hope, like, okay, maybe if I go to the comments, I'll see something. So let me say, somebody say something about this, he signed an executive order to do so and so. There are times when I went into the comments and somebody said, this one won't be possible because of this, and they quote some case law or some kind of thing like that. And I was like, oh, that comment actually helped me because I understand what the situation is or whatnot. But then there's also the time in the comments where it just be like all kind of back and forth and slander and them kind of thing. So I kind of stopped.
Sometimes too, the media does sensationalize things and kind of blow some stuff out of proportion. And it's like,
yeah.
Because the end of the day, it's a business for the media too, where they need ratings, and Donald Trump and Elon Musk, good for business.
Yeah.
They are good for business.
Fully factual. I understand exactly what you're saying. Yeah. All right, well, we'll see how it go. Grok should get a lot smarter now because there's unfiltered access. I mean, unfiltered access was there, but now it's just on the books. It's on the books. Yeah. And we can't say anything about it because the FCC is run by... the FCC is at the mercy of Doge when it comes to staffing and cutting stuff.
Back when he buy Twitter, he do the same thing and to use the Tesla stock as valuation to buy Twitter. So, so he does do the same thing again. And that wasn't on that Donald Trump. So the US, you could use, there are some real loose, their whole tax code, real complex. And because it's so complex, it are real loopholes and things you could get away with.
Yeah.
Including your stocks and taking a loan based on the value of your stock.
And then file for bankruptcy. and walk away smiling. Yeah, well, I mean, bankruptcy is a thing.
Well, your business,
Yeah. All right, Talia, time for us to close off. It's been a 15 minutes of greatness. What did we talk about? We spoke about the national e-commerce strategy coming up. We spoke about what we landed on that. It will be a net positive, as Akim say. Yeah. I gave a report on the use of teacher AI and the workshop, and we spoke about a lot of our AI journeys, and we realized Michaela doesn't like to use AI.
For environmental reasons.
Yeah, for environmental reasons.
Moral and environmental.
Environmental mostly. And Elon Musk buys X again, which is not exactly uncommon, but it's still...
It's kind of shady.
Shady and shaky. They call it shaky. Probably somebody might choose to investigate it in 10 years' time when they do an antitrust case against him or some kind of... You know, they'll do an antitrust case way after the fact and dig up all kind of things that happen in between because somebody taking notes right now. And when the right person gets in power, they're going to carry them notes to whoever in power. And
by that time, he go be in Mars, you know.
Sorry, we will talk about that next week. That Mars thing. I see the roadmap for Mars the other day, and I was like, I was right.
Mars.
Yeah, they have a roadmap for how they plan to colonize Mars by 2029.
2020, what? 50?
9.
2020, yeah, right. That's their plan.
Yeah, but we'll talk about that another time. All right, that's it there for today, folks. My name is Andrew Charles, Mr. Charles from at Make It Simple TT. It's CXE time, and... what was I going to say? Yeah, my first co-host is going to introduce himself now. Sorry. Exit himself now. Yeah, something so.
Hakim there. Redwood_tech.
And next co-host, Diversity Hire. I hope you're not, of course you're not insulted by me saying that, but I mean, it's still fun.
No.
Yeah.
Yes, Michaela Noel. You can find me on Instagram. I have one day to post that Carnival recap reel because I can't post that in April. I had to post it between now and tomorrow. So I had to finish editing it.
Only we hear about this thing for about a month now. Just for your general information.
Listen.
I don't care about any Carnival recap reel, but I might just go and watch it because of the amount of law. It's like the law of Michaela's Carnival recap reel. We could have a whole chat on it, yeah. Okay.
Listen, I am employed. I don't have time to sit down and edit Carnival reels.
Wow.
Yeah. Saying that, I was thinking, I real happy in our camera phones back when I was younger.
The stories, the half that has never been told. Half that has never been told. All right, that's it. I'll see you all next week. Later.